Welcome back to Steve Stuff channel. It's a beautiful long weekend here in Sydney and some parts of the country. It's the King's birthday, long weekend. And I've just finished work on Saturday morning. I now have 2.5 days to get some work done on this bus. And I've been trying to think what to do now that the interior's done and I got that other stuff finished that I wanted to do in the last video. I'm thinking, let's go up there. Maybe have a look at that repair. Maybe get up even higher and see how that roof looks and see if I can't find out where the water's coming in. But first of all, I need to clean up a bit of a mess. Don't worry, it's only my mess. I've just left all the tools and everything lying around here when I left at the end of the last video. So I want to move this bus out of here in a moment. So I'm going to tidy that up right now and get stuck in to another episode of Steve Stuff. Tony's just dropped in and someone's noticed that I don't wear a lot of safety stuff. So this is from your grandson,
Joey.
Joey. Say hello to Tony. There we are. Say hello to Joey.
Hi, Joey.
And Joey, thank you so much, mate. I'll start being a little bit more safer from now on. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Now, today I'm all about the roof. Having a look, seeing if I can find where maybe some of that water's coming in. I might even get the sander out on these repair jobs. Remember I said I was easily distracted? Well, I'm sure I should be up the ladder, but I just wanted to paint that stripe at the front. It's a little bit of tape bleed there. I've got to clean that up. I'll do it later, and I don't have the proper badge on, just the base plate. But that's the front of the bus now with the lower face painted and the stripe on. Looks all right, doesn't it? I really should get up that ladder now though. There it is. Get up in there and start doing roof stuff. It's hard to see in this light, but let me just zoom in. What I've done this afternoon is sanded back that top panel and the corners above the window. It's all fiberglass, and there were spider web cracks and all sorts of pinholes and whatnot. So I've just put 2 thick coats of that primer on there, sanded it all back, sanded the repairs. I'm going to let that dry overnight, and then maybe 2 coats of paint should stop any leaks that are coming through there. I don't think that's the main source because there's too much water coming in, but that might help. That's going to do it for tonight. A little bit of a treat here because it's dark and I've just got all the lights on. I've had the engine running, so I thought I'd turn everything on and see how she looks with everything turned on inside. So never mind the rubbish, but the interiors, most of the interior tubes are working, which is good. Oh, even that one there. Woohoo! And upstairs. There we go. Okay, we've got a tube there that's out in the front offside. Something making a terrible noise there. Sounds like the tube is not happy. Everything else is working. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. And then we come down, step lights working. See, that one there I didn't think worked. That's the back door light for people to see where they're going. Just check the rears. Everything's still working at the back. How good is that? We're back. Next day. It's the Sunday of a long weekend and a beautiful sunny day. I'm going to get back up there, check out that roof again, and while I'm up the ladder I might get some paint on it. That's how the front looks with the stripe I did yesterday. I couldn't help myself. Righto, let's get stuck in. I may have just got lucky, accidentally lucky, and found the source of the leak. I've just got the bus out again and I looked up, and just the way the sun was sitting on it in the shadow, I noticed that that window there, just from there to there, is sitting out proud. There's a few mil gap. There's probably 3 or 4, maybe even 5 mil gap in there between the frame and the body. I reckon that's the problem. And even around to the side here, it does it there as well. I can't really lean over there, I'm up the ladder. So I am going to clean that up, get some silicone in there, see if that's the problem. Wouldn't it be aces if that was the issue and I just haven't been able to see it? It's not pretty, but I've loaded up silicone all up in under there. I can come back later and clean it up, but what I want to know and need to know is if that has been the problem. If I've done that properly and it stops the leak, yahoo, and then I'll come back later and scrape off all this excess and paint over it, I suppose. While I was up here, I found another couple of compromised rivets, so fixed those up while I was here. That'll get a second coat, but I've got to say it's lucky it's the roof, because last night when I very hastily slapped that primer on, the roller I used has left a lot of little fibres and the lighter colour is picking them up. But it doesn't seem that from down here you can see them. So I'm just going to keep tootling along on the roof and try and get some paint on there and just fill in rivets as I notice them. While this weather is like this. I've done the roof. One coat. Probably need another coat tomorrow. Hard to see here actually, so let's take the drone up. The only bus idiot around here. These two are up to something as well. Well, I've got paint out and brushes wet and rollers wet. Thought I'd do the wheels. These will get done properly later. This is just to satisfy my urge to see how things are going to look. And it may seem like a different colour, but we actually got this colour matched off these wheels. So So when I was painting the Merlin, all I had to go on was a couple of photographs, and I could never quite work out if the rain gutter was painted green or if it was just shadows. And I ended up just keeping it Rhodesian cream, and then when this bus turned up in its livery, the rain gutters were painted green. So I've just been around. Again, it's hard to see, but I've been around and done the entire gutter, also painted the wheels. She's looking good, and I'm about to put her away for the night. I've got one more day off tomorrow, do another coat on that roof. I gave this rear parcel shelf and the front a coat of, in fact 2 coats of clear. I think that looks good. Just leave that patina exactly the way it is, but now there's not going to be any flaking rust or anything blowing around. Monday morning, public holiday, last day of play for this video I think. Going to go up there and have a look at that roof. Make sure there's no spots that need to be coated again. And then I'm going to get up the ladder there and show you what I'm really going to try and tackle today. This mess, you can see that that's taken a pretty bad hit at some point. It's a difficult panel to replicate. You know, if it was easy, I'd just resheet it. But A, it's hard to get out from underneath that rain gutter. B, it's also got to come out from around the window rubber. And C, it's what's called a compound curve. So there's complicated curves all the way down that fan out or spread out. So don't want to try and do that. Had the same sort of issue with the back of the Merlin. I'm going to do some filler there, sand it back, get it looking as good as I can, and that's probably going to take me all day. So let's get stuck in. it's really difficult to get close enough without extending this shoulder too much, because it's still a little bit sore, because the bus obviously, as it gets taller, it angles in. So I've got to try and tuck the ladder around under the bus to get in there, but without damaging the new paint on my bumper. And also the ground's uneven, so I've got to try and chock something under one of the legs to stop, because if it suddenly moves, I'd put my nappy and scream like a girl. So anyway, I'm going to keep going with this and try and get all this bog out. It's not going to be a quick job. Battery just ran out, but we're starting to see exactly how much work's in this job. I'll just go and get a new battery and keep going. So let me show you the true horror story we're dealing with now while that filler's out. So we've got quite a few areas of damage here, mainly big ding, and there. I think this has happened in Egan's service because there's no blue paint under here, so they've probably done what I've done. They've gone back to bare metal, fixed it and painted it. And I think it's such a big shunt, it's probably the reason that that window got pushed out. And that's why it's been leaking and causing all those troubles. It's all, he's hit a tree, I'd say. A bit of a thick branch. The old gum tree branches don't do any favours for buses. Anyway, I'm not a panel beater, but I'm going to have a crack at this. It'll probably end up looking awful, but it can't look any worse than it does now. I've been up here for about half an hour. You can see there's still low spots, but what I'm trying to do is just try to get this curve here as good as I can. You can see there, I've got to come out more, because this is a high spot. I probably should try and tap it in, but it's higher than I think the contour of the panel should be. Anyway, like I said, it's not going to look great, but hopefully it'll look all right. But you can see what I'm trying to achieve here. Get her as smooth as I can and then work out where I need to come back in. I need to come back in there, get around to there, and then I've got this ding, and there's another one down there. I can't film while I'm doing this because I'm up the ladder. I don't have enough hands. So I'm just going to go and mix a bit more filler and load up this curve again. And I've been around and I've just marked a few low spots. I don't have a lot of high fill primer left. I meant to buy some yesterday and forgot, so I've got to go easy with that. But while I've got the filler out, I'll just keep going and then we'll start on these ones. Bit of an update while I'm waiting on some batteries to charge. See there, I've still got low spots there, but further down you can see I'm nearly successfully around the corner. A few little spots, I've just put some primer on there that'll show up the low spots that will obviously be glaringly there under gloss paint. More bog needed here, more needed here, more up there, and more down there. So getting there, just a long process. I'm burning through 40 grit discs and batteries at a very quick rate of knots. But where else would you be? Oh, laser. You can see from this angle what I'm talking about in the sun. See the little dips and lows that will be really obvious under gloss paint. I just don't know if I can get it much better. Might just have to live with it. I mean, it's better than it was. And you rarely see one of these deckers getting around in preservation that doesn't have a little bit of damage on that front corner. Putting filler on correctly has to be one of the most difficult things to learn. And I haven't learned how to do it properly. That's terrible. Too low there, too high there, same there, same there. All I'm doing is creating work for myself, but I'm determined to get this finished today. Little jobs like this when I'm waiting for stuff to dry is what I really love. Doesn't that look good? As you can see, the sun is starting to go down. I'm going to lose the light probably in about 45 minutes. That's the last pass with filler. I've just taken the tops off that while it was still not quite set. I'm going to have another go with the sander and then I'm going to have to throw the towel in. I really thought I could have got that done today, but how hard is it to get filler to go around the corner? Man, I've been at this all day. Anyway, I'll do the last little bit, show you how it looks, and then that'll be this video done. That's where I'm going to leave it. You're probably thinking, well, that looks all right. And it does, but it doesn't feel all right. So I just know that as soon as I get some paint on it, and I'll put some primer filler on it in a moment, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this has taken a really big hit. So the integrity, the curve is wrong. Anyway, I'll get it looking as good as I can, but I really, I really am done. My shoulder's screaming at me to go home. Up this ladder is not a happy place for me, so I'll just put some primer on and show you how that looks. There we go. Can you see that? It just shows you where all the bumps and hollows are. I might actually just run over that with some fine sandpaper. So that's with a quick go with 120 grit paper. There's the story I'm trying to tell you. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I know it doesn't. But once it's painted, it's not going to be perfect and it'll annoy me, but it'll have to do. I'm going to put a nice thick coat of primer on that right now and then put the bus away because sun's going down. There it is. Doesn't look too bad, actually. Maybe with a few more coats of high fill, might just bring the low spots up a bit. Let's have a quick walk around and have a look at what we've done. Wheels, painted, look good. Rear, also good. Up to the roof and the gutters, look good. Bumper's still there. I tightened all those bolts up today, put a new one in there. Rear wheel, painted, looks good. Roof, painted. And the rain gutter, painted as well. Front wheel, I also polished up those hubs with the Leyland on them, just to make them pop. And we come around to the front. Got that stripe painted. And then up there. Honestly, in this light, it doesn't look too bad. I can see imperfections. I'll just try and get them a little bit better, and then I'll paint. And that can be in another video. Well, once again, my nemesis, the light, has stopped play for today and for this video. It's a short one, but we've got a lot done. I've got things done that I don't like putting off because I don't like doing them and I don't like stressing about them. So being up the ladder, you've probably heard me say a million times, is not a happy place for me. So I knew I had to get up and paint that roof, which I have now done. Happy about that. Also, that corner, which I have done. Happy about that. Sadly, the
poor old shoulder's screaming at me from all the work. Because I am right-handed, rolling paint, holding the sander, doesn't do it any good. So I'm going to go home, rest it, back to work tomorrow. Next video we'll paint that repair, see how it comes up, and start masking off windows, working our way down. Once again, thank you very much for sticking around. Oh, by the way, nice to meet you guys that came in the other day and gave me the mask and the glasses. That was a sweet thing, so cheers for that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget I've got a little Facebook page just called Steve Stuff. There's photos and things that go on there before each video comes down. Like and subscribe. Like I said the other day, the best thing you can do for me is subscribe. That way YouTube start pushing out, recommending my videos. More people get to see them. Until next time, gonna do a bit of this. Gonna kick her in the guts, Barry. Put her away. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh yeah, on Steve Stuff.